Today, we will dive into the world of ancient Tibetan wisdom and discuss the 7 secrets that are better kept to oneself in order to maintain harmony, independence, and personal space. These secrets, like precious pearls, preserve balance, and the truth in them lies in knowing when to speak and when to remain silent. Stay with us until the end, and you will learn which hidden knowledge can help you achieve inner peace and why wise people recommend guarding your truths. Secret number 1: silence. Sometimes those close to us, especially children, become our support and strength. But can excessive care turn into chains? Do we always need to share everything about our health? Imagine a quiet monastery on a mountain peak. In this secluded place, every sound is like a shadow, an imprint of ancient wisdom. In these moments, you begin to feel how important silence is. It's not just the absence of sounds, it's space for reflection and self-awareness. Our protagonist, John, an elderly man, travels to Tibet in search of peace of mind and answers to his troubling questions. Meeting the wise monk Lopsong with eyes like deep lakes, John begins to understand the importance of silence. Lopsang explains to him that when we share our worries and illnesses with loved ones, we may think that this will help, but in reality we often make their burden heavier. Our problems and anxieties can be a heavy load for those who love us, and if we don't know when to remain silent, we risk disturbing the harmony in our relationships. John realizes that his talks about his illness have added stress to his son, and from this day forward, he decides to only share things that won't cause anxiety. This frees him from the guilt surrounding his illness and helps preserve balance in their relationship. Secret number 2: financial independence. John often thought that being open with his son about finances would strengthen their relationship, but soon he realized that his savings had become something his son saw not as a symbol of independence, but as a debt, an inheritance he felt entitled to. Lopsang tells him that even in financial matters, honesty can create tension because what is freedom for one person can become a source of expectations and demands for another. John remembers a time when he shared his savings with his son, hoping it would give him confidence for the future. But soon his son began to see that money not as his father's personal treasure, but as part of their shared future. With each hint, John felt as though he was losing his independence, as his son started to expect that he would help him, and John increasingly felt that his finances were no longer his own, but a collective resource. Lopsang's wisdom lies in keeping financial matters to yourself, to avoid disturbing your inner peace, and to preserve harmony in relationships. Money is not just numbers. It's a symbol of our choices, our freedom, and if we share it unnecessarily, we risk losing that freedom. Secret number 3: honesty about the past. Being open about our mistakes might seem like a good lesson for others. John decides to tell his son about the failures he has experienced, hoping that his son will learn from his errors. But things didn't go as planned. His son was disappointed to see his father as a weak person, and their relationship began to suffer. Lopsang explains that sometimes silence about the past helps maintain respect. We may have gone through difficulties and made mistakes, but when we talk about them, we risk shattering the image we have built in the eyes of others. Sometimes, for the sake of harmony in relationships, it's better to keep the past to yourself in order to preserve the respect and strength others perceive in us. Secret number 4: unfulfilled dreams. Each of us has dreams that remain in our hearts like an unfulfilled longing. John, remembering his dream of traveling to the ocean, shares it with his son, hoping for understanding and support. But instead, he faces a cold rejection. His son doesn't see the point of his father's dream, and instead sees it as another unreasonable desire. This situation stuns John. Lopsang explains that dreams, like fears, are deeply personal. We may share them with loved ones, but they don't always understand their significance. Often, a dream is brighter when it remains our secret, our inner guiding light. Secret number 5. Hidden fears about the future. Fears and anxieties about the future are inevitable. John, feeling his age and worried about what the future holds for him, decides to share these fears with his son. He hopes his son will understand and support him, but instead he faces misunderstanding. His son doesn't take his fears seriously, viewing them as a weakness. Lobsang explained, "Fears, like dreams, are our personal space. When we share them, we pass them on to others. Sometimes it's necessary to keep our fears inside so as not to burden others with things they cannot understand." The 6th secret is interfering with others' decisions. We often think that by caring for our loved ones, we must guide them onto the right path, warn them of mistakes. But this can deprive them of experience and strength. John realized that his attempts to protect his son from mistakes only strengthened his resistance. Lobsang told him, "Care is not always interference. Sometimes it's important to give others the opportunity to go through their lessons without showing them the way." The 7th secret is independence. As we age, it becomes especially important to maintain our independence, our personal space. But do our loved ones always understand our desire to remain autonomous? John recalled the moment when his daughter suggested he move in with them so she could take care of him. Although she did this out of love, John perceived it as a loss of freedom. Lobsang explained, "Sometimes true care is not being close, but giving another person the space to remain themselves. Independence is part of our soul, and no one has the right to take it away, even out of love." John understood that his freedom and independence were what gave him inner strength. He thanked his daughter for her care, but decided to keep his home and personal space, understanding that it was his right and his life force. These are the 7 secrets. Perhaps these teachings will help you look at your life and relationships with loved ones in a new way. Each of us faces the question of what to keep to ourselves and what to share openly. Tibetan wisdom teaches that sometimes silence can be more valuable than frankness, and silence is a source of deep harmony. If these stories resonated with you, share your thoughts in the comments. What do you think of these secrets? Is it worth opening up to loved ones, or is it sometimes better to keep silence? Subscribe to our channel so you don't miss new videos filled with ancient wisdom and secrets of inner peace.